How to break up without hurting your partner. Sometimes there's something called conscious uncoupling. This is when you discover that you're in a relationship that is not right for you. You see, the beginning of a matter determines the end. Relationships don't go wrong, they start wrong. Now, sometimes you'll discover you're in a relationship where you are not ready for marriage and you have to let go of some people. Or maybe you got into a relationship and you are not fully healed. That means you're broken, which means broken people will always hurt other people. And sometimes you get into a relationship and discover later that this is a married man. When you discover that you made the wrong decision, you need to fix it as soon as possible. Now look at what happened with Samson when he made a wrong decision. Judges 14 verse 3. Then his father and his mother said to him, "Is there no woman among the daughters of your relatives or among all our people that you go take a wife from the uncircumcised Philistines?" But Samson said to his father, "Get her for me, for she looks good to me." Proverbs 16 verse 25. There is a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. Now here are ways, actually 10 ways in which you can follow to ensure that you don't hurt your partner. Number 1, if you're breaking up with this person, always do it in person. Don't do it through a text message or a call. Sometimes you need to call that person, have a sit down, gather the courage. And sometimes I know it pains and it's difficult. If you feel like you can't do it alone, you can get a counselor or a psychologist or just a third party or a mutual friend that can help you navigate through this situation. Number 2, be open for closure. Whenever you go and tell someone that I am leaving you, they want to know why. What did I do? And they'll ask very deep questions, and you have to have a willing heart to respond to each question one at a time. And some questions will be very emotional because they know they might never see you again. Be very kind while you're answering these questions, because in the midst it may become very emotional and very aggressive. Bible says in Proverbs 16 verse 24, kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Number 3, don't make a scene, and especially in public. Now, whenever you're having this solid conversation, this heavy conversation, sometimes things can become very aggressive and emotions, because there's pain, there's betrayal, and you feel like, why would you do this to me? And people will start shouting at each other. So the best thing you can do is to try and control your anger. Don't cause a sin. Bible says in Proverbs 16 verse 32, whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Number 4, do not trash talk your partner in public. Now, after a couple of days, that's when things start sinking that this person actually messed you up. This person actually left you in pain. This person actually broke up with you. That's when it starts hitting you. And some people, they want to express their frustrations on social media, on WhatsApp messages. They start calling all their friends and trying to pour out their heart. In the process, they trash talk their partner. The Bible says in Proverbs 11 verse 13, he who goes about as talebearer reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy and faithful in spirit keeps the matter hidden. Number 5, after a breakup, respectively, cut communication for a specific period of time. I know at some point you might want to check up on him just to know how his feelings are. Remember, once you break up with someone, their feelings and emotions are not your responsibility. So there's a time to be quiet and actually think about yourself. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 7, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak up. Number 6, talk to someone. During this period, you need friends that you can actually express your thoughts and frustration. You need a counselor that can walk this journey with you. So look for people. Don't just keep things by yourself. Number 7, allow yourself to be sad, angry, upset, it's okay. Those emotions, you have to go them one day at a time, every day. Each motion, you have to go over it, and until it's over. You can cry the whole day, you can shout the whole day, you can do whatever you want until these emotions are over. The Bible says in Romans 5 verse 3, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character, hope. Number 8, recognize that the breakup is as a result of incompatibilities, and you're both better off alone, separately. Sometimes you have to allow things to be. You never know. Maybe God is shifting you to a better place and greener pastures. The Bible says in Romans 8 verse 28, and we know that all things work together for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Number 9, only start dating when you are healed. Don't start going out there with rebounds, sleeping around with people, and especially targeting his friends. If you really want to hurt him, start sleeping with his friends. Those are the people that you should stay away from completely, because that would really damage his soul. Look at what happened to someone like Samson. The day he discovered in Judges 15 that his own friend had been given his wife, that guy became so angry to a point he burnt a whole wheat plantation, then went ahead and killed 1,000 men. My friend, if you don't want to hurt your partner, don't go that direction. The Bible says in Matthew 7 verse 12, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Number 10, invest in yourself. This is the time now you remind yourself, who are you even before you got into this relationship? You had an identity, you had dreams, you had aspirations. That's where now you start activating those purposes that God has in your life. The Bible says in Psalms 20 verse 4, may he give you the desires of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Psalms 33 verse 11, but the plans of the Lord stand firm forever, and the purposes of his heart through all generations. Psalms 37 verse 4, take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. This is where now you start focusing on yourself, growing yourself. Take time. Now that you're single, you can actually now find even God better. You can find your identity again.